Okay, now I haven't mentioned much about the wrist, and this is something we have to talk about once we have this light, loose, I won't call it a grip, I don't know what we'll call it, because we're not really holding the bow. Remember that. We have the latest in high-tech teaching implements, the paper tube. We're going to slide the bow in here, and this becomes the violin. Now, we can practice all our hand motions, our arm motions, without driving the neighbor's dog wild. I'm going to demonstrate the whole thing. We're going to talk about the wrist here. When I take this, notice my wrist is real high. We play peekaboo with the 7-year-olds, okay? We come down this way, the wrist comes down, and the hand comes out this direction. We push down just a little bit on the stick. Then we come up, and the wrist comes back up again. Now, this does a number of things. We want the hand to be loose, so in order to do that, we let it hang from the wrist, and that enables it to be relaxed. When we get out to the tip, it just naturally does this. This is very natural. Let me demonstrate something. Now, if we do a nice long bow, what happens to the sound when we get to the tip? It gets quieter. Now, I'm not doing anything to make it quieter. That's just the nature of how it works. When we're at the frog, we've got all this weight here. We've got the frog. By the way, this is called the frog, in case you're wondering. We've got the wrappings here. We've got this screw. That's a lot of weight sitting on the bow. When we get out to the tip, we don't have that weight. The bow is much less heavy, much lighter, so the sound gets lighter. Now, watch me this time. The wrist comes down, it turns, the finger presses down on the stick just a little bit, and that adds tip weight. And that keeps the sound consistent from one end of the bow to the other. So, let's go back to our paper tube. Now, if we're playing the violin, it's about, 4 or 5 inches from our cheek here. Let's go all the way into the frog. There you go. Now, the paper tube stays still. It's the bow that moves. The hand turns. That's it. Very nice. Coming back. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. One more time. This is an excellent way to practice this. Very good. So this is the entire bow arm motion. And we can practice this in the silence of our room so that we're not driving everyone crazy, just to get the feel of this. Everything we do is a habit, okay? The moment you start to think about, what's my wrist doing? You're doomed. It won't sound good. It has to do it on its own. And it's a very natural flow, and this is an excellent way to achieve it. Tell you what, let's go get the violin, or let's pause here and set the violin up.